Welcome to the Steelers Realm Podcast. And now, here are the boys of Steelers Realm.
Happy holidays, Steeler Nation, man. It's famous TA back in the saddle, getting ready to invite all of you to the jungle this week. But before I welcome anybody to the jungle, I want to go ahead and introduce my co-host tonight, the hijacker. What you been up to, man? Have you been enjoying your festivities this weekend?
Yeah, I've been eating turkey stuffing all week, baby.
Eating turkey and stuffing all week. So you're going to end up with a big butt by the time it's all over with. Is that what you're telling me? Do you like big butts?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't like big butts? All right. And with that, man, I tell you what, we're going to just keep right on rolling into this. That's right, guys. We are in the third week of a 4-week stretch of divisional playoffs. And yeah, I'm calling it a playoffs because let's face it, guys, our season kind of depends on this. I mean, as everybody's already seen, man, we are kind of we're at that point in the season now. Do we have the Tomlin era or the Tomlin season that takes us to the promised land, or do we have the Tomlin era that goes ahead and stinks it up? We're not quite sure yet, but I tell you what we are going to talk about. We're going to talk about where to watch this at. We're going to talk about by the numbers, little ambulance report, some matchups, and kind of go into there. So before I get started, though, I got to ask Hijacker, what was your best part of Thanksgiving, and what are you thankful for?
The best part, spending it with family, of course, and my dog, who's barking in the background.
So when you say family, we talking a big family? Did we have like 40 people come rushing in? Did you stay at home? Did you go visit cousins, aunts, uncles, relatives? What'd you do, man? Let the audience in a little bit in the life of the hitchhiker.
Well, no, it's just close family. The ones I hate are there too, so unfortunately.
The ones you hate? Well,
No,
and unfortunately,
I'm kidding. I love my whole family, all of them.
But you just said the ones you hate as well. Which one is it?
Don't worry about them.
Don't worry about it. So in other words, in case they're listening, he loves all of you guys, and thank you for showing up from day to day. I myself, man, it's I can't complain, man. It's a pretty good one. I'm out here on the west side of the country in the Rocky Mountains. Been doing a little 10-day tour out here, visiting with friends, relatives, meeting some new ones, some old ones. So life is good. Even got a little inside about Russell Wilson. I'll tell you what, guys, I wasn't too happy about that. But nonetheless, it is what it is. So I'll tell you what. Hijacker, why don't we just go ahead and get started? So
yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
We've got a 1 p.m. kickoff at Paycor Stadium right there on the river in Cincinnati. I'll tell you what, they did give us a pretty good crew, man. We got Iron Eagle, Charles Davis, and Evan Washburn. Man, I really like when they go ahead and do our games. They're pretty much on the bias aspect of it. As far as the radio, of course, man, you always got Rob King, Craig Whiffley, Max, and Missy. You cannot beat it if you cannot watch it. And in Ireland, for all of our European brethren who are listening, get that OTB app. If you ain't got it yet, you don't know what you're missing out with. Looks like it's going to be a typical December game in Ohio. 33 degrees, but some clear skies. Our series record versus the Bengals. The Steelers lead the series 70-39. And last year we swept the Bengals. I remember. That wasn't Joe Burrow's finest season as a Bengal. We are 8-3, coming off a loss to the Cleveland Browns. And, man, we've probably heard a lot about that in the snow. A little disappointed about that loss. Trap game, bad officiating. It doesn't matter what it is. That was last week. We are moving forward to this week. And then you got the Bengals, who lost to a hot Chargers team right now. They are hot. However, what finds this most humorous to me, Hijacker, they are favored 3 points, and they're looking at an over and under of 48. Is that the highest over and under we've had all year?
Yeah, probably. I don't keep track though.
You don't
sounds
keep
like
track
it
of it?
is.
What do you mean it sounds like it is? What do I got you on the show for if you're not to help me out with some statistics and facts and figures and things of that nature? Hell, I could do the show by myself.
I'm gonna assume it's the highest this year.
You're going to assume it's the highest. Okay, I like the way that you're assuming.
Yeah.
All right. So, without further ado, let's hear by the numbers, brother. What do we got for this week?
You can buy the numbers, the real good numbers.
Yeah, the good numbers, the bad numbers, the side numbers, the underneath numbers, the numbers that maybe somebody might bet on, somebody may not bet on. What are the numbers inside the numbers?
Well, we got some good numbers for you this week, including the Steelers. So our first number is the number 3. You gonna guess what that is? Number 3.
Number 3.
Yep. It's not how many beers you had this weekend.
3 beers this weekend? Ooh, that might be a little bit on the low side. So what is the number 3?
Oh, it's so that's the Bengals red zone efficiency. They're pretty good in the red zone. They're scoring at what, a 69.7% clip. So they score in the red zone quite a lot.
Uh-oh. So then I gotta ask, man, if you pointed this out to me, what's the Steelers, Hijacker?
Well, let's just say though it's not good.
Well, what's not good?
Well, we're actually third worst in the NFL at 30th.
We're 30th. That's not third worst. That's like one step above the basement, Hijacker. You're saying that we're 30th in the league. There's 30, how many teams? 32 teams, right?
32 and a half, probably.
So we're better than 2 teams right now in the red zone. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, unfortunately, let's face it, man. We did hit a little bit of funk. Last 7 quarters, we have not scored a touchdown. That is a problem. Kind of looking a little bit reminiscent of the Canada offense, which is not settling very well with me. However, last week in Cleveland, and you got to look at it too, guys, just so everybody's aware, we are in the middle of that, again, divisional games. It's always a tough one. All right, what's the next number? Throw it out there.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, did you lose something?
Yeah. Oh, so the next number we got is
Major Tom.
Steelers 12. 12 is the number of touchdowns by Jamar Chase.
So where did you go, Hijacker? What was more important to my show right now?
Oh, lots of things.
Lots of things are more important to my show.
Family running around.
You got family. Well, next time invite them on the show.
Oh, I don't think that's a good idea.
It might not be a bad idea.
What are you trying to get me out cut from the show?
So what do we got? We got 12. Jamar Chase.
Best number of receiving
this year.
touchdowns this year.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish our number 1 wide receiver could match their number 1 wide receiver. Tell you what, George, I love you and I love your spirit, and I love the fact that you're a Steeler and you're hard nosed. But we need to open up that red zone to him, and we got to get some touchdowns. What's the next number we got?
Well, we got the number 28. So that's the Bengals give up. They're the 28th worst in terms of points given up per game. And so they give up a lot of points. That's probably why you saw the over at 48, which is higher than usual.
So even though they're scoring 30 points a game and losing, what we've got to do is what you're saying is we need to match that 30 points.
Yeah, pretty much.
If we're going to win,
take advantage of their defense.
Well, I tell you what, that run defense though of theirs is not looking very good. This might be a good week to go ahead and turn our tandem on them.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Where are they ranked at, Hijacker?
30th in run defense. So this is a week for Najee to get going.
Now, wait a minute. Are you saying Najee hasn't gotten going yet?
Well, the last 3 weeks he's been a little on vacation lately.
A little on vacation.
Well, he slowed down a little. He had that 3-game stretch where he looked unstoppable, and then he went back to usual Najee.
Back to usual Najee. Slowed down a little bit. Now he's back to usual Najee.
It's a roller coaster with him, man. He's either on or he's off. I don't.
On or off. All right. Well, maybe you'll elaborate a little bit more here as the show goes on. What's the next number we've got to worry about here?
Okay, this is actually a good number for us, actually.
Oh, a good number.
So when Tomlin's coming off the mini bye, so that'd be off of Thursday night to Sunday, 10 days extra. We're 14-6, actually. So he has a good record when he has that extra time to prepare.
Now, let me ask you something, because we look, being a Pittsburgh fan for a long time, is it that we're really are we really preparing, or is it the fact that Tomlin gives them 4 days off for rest and recover?
I don't know. Both could be good.
Both could be good.
Yep.
All right.
I need extra rest too myself after that turkey Thanksgiving.
Now, did you cook your turkey or did Mom cook it?
Of course, my mom would cook it.
Did you happen to watch how she cooked it so you know how to cook it someday?
I don't know. She put it in the oven, and 4 hours later, it came out done.
Just magic like that, right?
It's sorcery, man.
It's sorcery. Mom didn't do anything else, huh?
Yeah, she put she threw some magic ingredients on it, like carrots and something.
Carrots and something. For all of you listening, something is over in aisle 4 in the grocery store.
I think it was rosemary, I think.
Rosemary.
There's something else, I think, in it.
Hijacker, I think maybe you might want to stick to go ahead and football. So what else are the numbers we got?
That was actually it for the numbers.
That's it for the numbers?
Well, I can find some more numbers if you want, but that's it today.
That's it today. All right. And that was by the numbers. Freight train, if you're out there, we got to work with our boy here, Hijacker, get him a little bit highly involved in the numbers. But from there, let's go into the ambulance report, because right now we've got some good news this week, Hijack. We've got Corey Trice, Alex Highsmith, and Martavius Adams, who have all taken the field to get back into it. Now, granted, none of those boys are going to be playing this week. However, it is good to see that they're back on the field and expect more to come from them. However, we do got Canoe Benton. I don't know what he did with that hip there a few weeks back against the Baltimore game, but however, it may still be lingering. I don't believe they're giving us the full skinny on that, and that's huge right now, especially as Martavius is trying to get back up on the speed. However, we're looking pretty good other than that. Now, on the Bengals side, man, they got Charlie Jones growing. Doubtful. Do you really think Charlie Jones is going to make a difference in this game? I don't think so.
Maybe.
Sheldon Rankins, questionable. Logan Wilson, knee, out. That is kind of huge. The other one is Orlando Brown Jr. That's the one that we really need to keep our eye on. And why do we need to keep our eye on that one?
Oh, he's a good pass protecting left tackle, right?
He is a good passing left tackle, and he is going to be going up against who?
Herbig, probably, right?
Herbig, who actually had a really good game against the Browns. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And let's not forget about Smith, who, as of right now, is looking like a great acquisition from the con man.
What a steal.
Yeah, you know what? He's starting to look like that. Other than that, you got Joe Burrow complaining about his wrist. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking that wrist is from you-know-what, probably bouncing it off the bedpost, the little pansy that he is. And Amarius Mims' ankle was a full participation, but he's not going to be coming off of that line very, very strong. So, all in all, Bengals are not looking bad, and they're pretty formidable. I tell you what, for their record right now, they're not as bad as what their record is, and Steelers are going to be in for a handful. Now, with that said, we had a few comments about Tomlin in the red zone defense and offense during the extra day of mini bye. You want to tell us about that, hijacker?
Oh, yeah. So Tomlin at his press conference every Tuesday was asked about what they were doing, during their extra days of off, and Tomlin said that they were practicing some of their weaknesses he saw in their game, which was their red zone offense and defense.
Now, I don't have to be a blind man like Ray Charles or Steve Wonder to know that we've been struggling in the red zone. I mean, we just learned a minute ago that we're 30th. So, what do you think that we're actually working on?
I would hope we're working on, running the ball in the red zone, making some easy looks for our wide receivers, getting Mike Williams involved maybe.
You know what? You bring up a good point there. All right. So before we go in there, Mike Williams, we've got to see him really the first week we obtained him. I was kind of surprised against Cleveland that he had not been out there a little bit more besides a decoy. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'd like to see him get more, receptions, targets.
Well, the good news is right now you figure that Mike has now been with the team now. This is going on to what, this third week, right?
Yeah, he should know the playbook by now. It's not that complex.
It's not that complex. What are you saying? Arthur is a simpleton? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
No? Is that why he's up for a head coaching job in North Carolina? Because there's simpletons down there? Is that what you're trying to tell me, hijacker? Come on. Let America know how you really feel.
No, not at all.
Okay, so what are you saying, brother?
No, I think Mike Williams should learn the playbook by now. He's had 10 days. He's been here about a month almost.
Been here about a month almost.
Yeah, he should know some plays. All we do should be running his go routes with him pretty much. That's what he's good at.
Wait a minute. Look, Mike's pretty good coming out of the slot.
Yeah,
Mike's pretty good on the curl. Mike's pretty good on and out. I mean, let's remember now, he pretty much kept San Diego alive for a lot of years. Mike knows the route tree or the tree route. So what are we holding back from?
I don't know. I don't know what Tomlin's doing. He just likes to play his guys.
Well, I tell you what, I'm hoping that we get to see a little bit more coming out of Mike Williams this week. All right. Well, without further ado, you know what time it is?
Matchup time?
Matchup time, hijacker. And that's why I love doing a show with you, buddy. You are always 100% on the ball. So with the matchup, going up against the offense, and this isn't Washington's offense. This is actually the Bengals offense.
I don't think I've changed that in like 4 weeks.
I'm pretty sure you haven't, making us look like a bunch of bungles around here ourselves. So why don't we go ahead and start there, hijacker, and tell me what you think the number one thing we have to stop on the Bengals is.
So the number one thing would actually be their passing attack. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have actually combined for a lot of yards. Jamar Chase has 5 touchdowns over the last 2 games. So we really need to stop their passing offense.
We really need to stop their passing offense.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Sounds okay. So how do we go ahead and stop that, hijack? I really want to hear your breakdown on this.
Well, I think I'd recommend we double team or bracket Jamar Chase because he's leading the league in almost every stat. And we also got to watch out for T. Higgins. We'll make sure he's double covered as well, if possible. Or we'll have Minka shade over top of Chase and Higgins at times. Try to, limit their passing attack.
Okay. Yeah. So Higgins and Chase are who we've got to watch out for, is what you're saying, and Joe.
Yep.
So what you're saying right now is they're the third best in the red zone, right? You said that.
Yeah.
We've got Jamar, who's first in the NFL in receiving yards and TDs, right? All right. He's well over 1,000 yards. We, at this point, do we have a 1,000-yard receiver?
I think Pickens is close.
I didn't say close. I asked if we had a 1,000-yard receiver.
No, unfortunately we don't.
Okay, so unfortunately we don't have that. Do we have anybody who's caught 12 TDs this year?
I don't know if our whole team's whole wide receivers have caught 12.
So as one of our loyal listeners has went ahead and asked, our MVP of this game right now to keep up with Joe Burrow is going to be on the leg of Boz to basically kick 10 field goals to score 30 points. Is that what you're telling me right now, hijacker?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well,
maybe.
Yeah. Well, we need Joey Porter Jr. to have a big game, shut down Chase if possible.
All right. Now, Joey Porter Jr. last couple of weeks has been a little bit rough for Joey. Some teams are going after him now. He's getting a couple of different looks than what he's had before in the past. And Deontay, let's face it, hasn't really completed a full game due to little nicks and bruises. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, he's always injured.
So if I look for anybody to stop this attack right now, we're definitely going to have to look at the likes of Cam Sutton and Baby Beanie Baby, because somebody's going to have to step up and do something that we haven't seen before. Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
Yeah. I'd also throw Benton in that mix,
Who?
Keanu Benton. He can get some pressure from the interior.
Yeah, but we've already learned that Keenan might have a little bit of a hip injury. Is he going to be able to have that force coming off of the line?
He'll be fine. Just power through it.
Power through it.
Yeah.
Power just like that.
How do you think I survived Thanksgiving?
How? By powering through it with the relatives that you do not like, who you have not went ahead and stated yet. Right?
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. So now we know Montravius is not going to be here. Mm-hmm. There's a guy on the defense who I really think needs to make his mark in this game. And you want to know who that is?
Minka?
Dean Lowry.
Ooh.
Another Green Bay pickup.
That'd be great.
Because at this point in time, that's really what we're looking at right now. We're looking at a couple of these con man additions that our divisional foes have not seen before. So I'm really looking at Dean Lowry and Mr. Smith to make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, we need both of them to show up, hopefully, make a big impact this game.
So here's another thing that I'm a little concerned about. Do you think TJ is going to go ahead and get to the quarterback? TJ's been shut out here of late. And I haven't seen Mr. Austin do anything to rectify the double and triple teams that TJ has been receiving, let alone the referees, which we're not going to go ahead and get into that debate, have not called any penalties on. Mm-hmm. Somebody's got to make a play.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you're going to stop TJ Watt forever, even if you're double, triple teaming him, holding him. He'll still find a way, especially against this Bengals O-line that's not the best, really.
This Bengals O-line is not the best?
No, not really.
So do you think the O-line is not the best, or do you think the fact is that they don't have a running back that has basically eroded this offense?
Yeah, that's really hurt them. Their offense has become one-dimensional, so Watt can easily tee up on them.
So you're saying Chase Brown is no Joe Mixon?
Well, yeah. Joe Mixon's been he's actually been really good for the Texans, which I'm happy to see. He left the Bengals, and he's doing well over there.
All right. So is there anything else that we can do to stop this offense, buddy?
Well, I'd like to see Minka, get more involved. Like, if he can get an interception, it's been a while since he's had a big splash play.
So Minka's been very, very quiet. Minka might not even be in the All-Pro vote. And I want to go ahead and bring that up to you all for who's listening right now. Get out there and vote. There are actually 23 Steelers right now on the ballot for All-Pro. Now, I'm going to be honest. There's not 23 of us Steelers that should be voted. However, there are quite. You're saying there are 23 that should be voted?
No, that's just bias.
Okay, because I was going to put you on the spot right now, Hijack, and I was going to say you name them.
I can't even remember 23 players on this team.
You can't remember 23 players on this team? All right, we're going to take a little sidetrack because now I got to go ahead and I got to bust the balls of Hijacker here.
Oh,
all right.
Come on, man.
Oh, no. You stepped in it, brother. We're going to go ahead and make sure you smell it. So
What?
I want you off the top of your head, who you think should at least make the Pro Bowl off this team.
Let's see. Obvious one's TJ Watt.
All right, TJ Watt. There's number one. You're off to a great start.
Yeah, always a good choice. And then I'd probably go next with Chris Boswell.
Boswell, I tell you what, if Boswell does not make it this year and Tucker goes in his place as usual, then there's really something wrong with the AFC, or I shouldn't say the AFC, with the Pro Bowl balloting, because Boz is having a stellar season this year.
He's been great this year.
Okay, there's two.
George Pickens, probably.
Now, do you think George Pickens really deserves to go there? I mean, we all love George because of his spectacular catches, but the numbers aren't really reflecting that right now. Now, we could argue the fact that, okay, he had Justin Fields in the beginning and wasn't really getting the ball as much as he is now with Russell Wilson. I mean, spectacular catches, I mean, just because you're a circus act doesn't mean you're a fucking Pro Bowl.
I don't know. The Pro Bowl is kind of fan voting, so I feel like he'd be really popular with his great catches.
Well, now, it's only depends on whether or not we have a little UFC fight at the end of it where we could put George in there.
Come on, man. We cut the tape so fans don't see that.
We cut the cake. Okay, so then George is now off. We're still down to 2.
Oh, come on, man.
If the fans don't see it, we cut the tape.
Well, I know Hayward's got to be on that list.
Okay. Cam has had a very stellar season this year. I'll give you Cam.
He's been amazing.
Mm-hmm. You got 3.
You mean a fourth one?
Well, we had 23 that we could pick from, and we're trying to sway our audience right now to pick all 23. And as slow as you're going, the voting will be over by the time you decide who we should pick. Hijacker. Okay. I'm just throwing that out there, man. And by the way, kids, this is a little note for all of you who do not remain the Reagan era. Marijuana and drugs does slow your thought process down.
Oh, come on, man.
Okay, back to the show. We've got 3, Hijacker.
Can I guess Porter then? Porter.
All right, Porter. I'll give you Porter.
He hasn't allowed a touchdown this year, I think.
No, I mean, his stats aren't great, but his shutdown prowess has to be recognized. I'll give you that.
Yep. Listen, they haven't been catching on to his holding penalties lately, so he's been great.
Nope. Go ahead. Who else? I mean, hell, our fans have more people nominated than you do in this time frame.
Oh, come on, man.
Come on, man. There's nothing. Look, I'm not ESPN right now. I'm asking you. Let's go.
I'm going to guess Frazier then.
Zach Frazier, first-time center.
He's been good this year, man.
Look, I tell you what, there's been no other center that has been better. And I tell you what, we were all talking last year about Johnson Powers, who did go to the Raiders, who, by the way, lost them the game today and last week messed up. Well, Johnson Powers is not looking as good as advertised. Looks like Con Man picked the right guy in Frazier. So I'll give you that one. Who else we got?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Wait, hold on. Let me think a second.
Okay.
Minka's always a good choice.
Yeah, but has Minka really done anything this year to be in the All-Pro?
No, but he has the brand name, so
he has the brand name.
He's good, okay. Man.
So John Deere, Caterpillar, and Volvo should all be listed.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Sounds good to you. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I don't know. I think that's all we got.
You don't think Elliott should be part of
Oh
that?
yeah, Elliott. Yeah, he should be.
What about Beanie?
Nah.
What about Patrick Queen?
He's been better lately, but he did have a slow start.
What do you mean slow starting better lately? Come on, you got to fill me in on this one here. I'm a little because Patrick Queen has served or has solidified the middle of that defense tremendously. I don't care if his stats show or not, his presence. And when he does make a play, he's there.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's
changed the outlook
early in the season, but he's really settled in.
And you want to know somebody else who I think should be looked at?
Who?
Peyton Wilson.
Ooh, yeah. He's good. But I don't know. He hasn't played much, really. He's been limited in snaps, so.
Okay. Hijacker, are you and I watching the same football team?
Wait, what? Yeah, of course.
And he's been limited in snaps?
Well, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that, they're still getting him, involved in the defense.
You think so, huh?
Yeah. They're going slow on him because he's a rookie.
All right, Hijacker, your homework assignment for this weekend is watch the team that we do the podcast on. Fair enough?
Come on, man.
I mean, I'm just here.
Am I supposed to watch the games now?
Yes, I need you to watch the games. Fair enough?
Fine, I will.
I told you at the beginning of this was going to be a hard one on you.
Oh, come on, man.
All right, brother.
I feel like that turkey in the oven right now.
And you know what? I am roasting you at this point.
Yeah, I'm getting roasted, man.
I am roasting you. And you know what, DJ? You're right. Kuntz as a long snapper, absolutely. That guy gets absolutely no credit. And Highsmith, you're right. Up until the ankle injury, and that was a gnarly ankle injury. And to know that we're even getting him back before the playoffs is something that we should be grateful for here on Thanksgiving, because that was a gnarly looking accident. So, man, DJ, I might have to bring you on next time instead of my boy Hijacker. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the defense. Are you ready for this roasting, Hijacker?
Well, you might not be that bad.
Okay. So who's the player we need to watch out for on defense?
Well, that would be their edge rusher, Trey Hendrickson. He's pretty damn good. He's got 11.5 sacks in the NFL right now. He's a good player.
That's all you got to say, Hijacker?
Well,
he's leading the NFL in sacks, and he's got 11.5 sacks, and he's a good player. We got to watch out for him, man. That's about it.
Well, I'm hoping praying Broderick Jones can stop him, but I don't know how much good that'll do. Nah, man, last week we couldn't stop Myles Garrett much, so I'm a little bit worried how we're going to stop him. I would hope we would use triple team, double team him like teams do to TJ Watt, but we don't seem like to do that.
So I tell you what, you made it. Myles Garrett actually had a really good game against us when we played the Browns, and that might have been the first time in the last 5 games that he did going up against Dan Moore Jr. Dan Moore Jr., who has been a Myles Garrett killer. Hey, he was not that last game. I don't care who you are, how good you are, you're going to have off. Now, Trey is on fire. There is no doubt about it. That kid is a baller. We've known he's been a baller, and he's going to be going up against Broderick. I like Broderick, man. I know the kid's young. I know the kid has made some mistakes, and I know we've all yelled at the TV screen for the penalties he has brought. But I tell you what, 3 years from now, you're all going to be praising Broderick Jones. Kid's solid, and he's learning. And I think he dominates Trey Hendrickson. Matter of fact, I would like to say he's not going to give up a sack, but I also know how Russ likes to hold on to the ball. I'm going to give him 1 sack and a fist fight for a personal penalty, and he'll finish the game. How about you, hijacker?
I don't know. I think he'll give up a couple holding penalties probably.
I don't know, man. The NFL doesn't call holding penalties against edge rushers.
Okay, we're safe then.
We're safe now?
Yeah, we should have held Myles Garrett if they're not going to call it last week.
Uh-huh. All right. So now, is there anybody else we need to worry about?
Honestly, not really. He's the only guy really on their defense.
Okay, so Von Bell, Geno Stone, Sam Hubbard, they're all has-beens, washed up. We don't need to worry about them anymore.
I actually would worry about Geno Stone. He had 7 picks last year.
Oh, whoa, wait a second. That was last year. What about this year?
Remember, this struggled a bit.
I mean, come on now. This is not what you did for me last year or yesterday. It's what have you done for me today?
Yeah, I'm telling you, this Bengals defense really struggles like all season.
All season.
Yeah.
So Von Bell is leading the team right now. Are you ready for this? With 1 interception.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
That's tough. That's all you got to say. That's tough.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't think that's good, right?
You don't think that's good?
Nah, man. Well, that's what I mean. Geno Stone was supposed to be their ball hawking safety, and he hasn't really produced at all.
All right. What about Wilson, Logan Wilson?
I think he's actually out this week. I thought I saw, or doubtful maybe.
Did you listen to the ambulance report?
Not really. I was zoning out.
You were zoning out. What? So you're right. He is out with a knee. I just wanted to make sure you and I were still doing the same podcast together.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm
always
that.
Listening.
You know what? I love that. So I tell you what, without further ado, and so I don't have to bust your chops anymore, I want to hear your key to victory.
Key to victory?
Your key to victory. What is your key to victory?
Well, I actually think the key to this game is to actually put up as much points as possible because they do have such a weak defense. And if you score enough, you run out the clock, you keep Joe Burrow off the field. A good offense can be really your best defense or whatever the saying is. But yeah, that's the key to the game. If you can put up some points, you don't have to worry about, Joe Burrow because you can just outscore him.
All right. So now wait a second. Hijacker. I'm trying to follow this logic.
Yeah.
So is your key to victory is just keeping Joe on the bench?
Yeah. If you keep him on the bench, he can't hurt you, man.
Okay. So our job is to sustain long drives with Najee and Jalen, right? Keep Joe over there on the sidelines, limit him to 3 and outs, and we should have no problem at all.
Yeah, we should be fine, man. I hope
we should be fine.
Well, the key part is we need to, have long drives and cash in on them.
Okay. So, is there any ex-Steelers we have to worry about in this game? Is this one of those games where we can rest assured that there's going to be no ghosts from Christmas past that's going to screw with us?
Mike Hilton, maybe.
Oh, Mike Hilton, my boy. I love Mike. Are we going to be able to stop him?
I hope so.
Because if anybody that Broderick Jones or Dan Moore Jr. has to watch out for, absolutely, is Mike Hilton.
Yeah, they might send him on some of those blitzes. We'll need to pick them up.
We need to pick them up. Yeah, anything else?
Well, he's really good in the run defense, although he's actually struggled a little in pass defense too. So we might be able to pick on him in the slot a little.
All right, so the final holy grail. Here you go. Anything else we need to worry about, hijacker?
Not really, man. We just need to put up some points. Score this week. I just want to see us to score, a lot of points. Let's try to have more points than we had in the previous 2 games combined.
Okay. Well, I'm going to break it down a little bit more. One, I like the idea that against the Browns, we broke out the Justin Field packages. However, when we broke out those Justin Field packages, they were the improper time to do it. It was almost as if we were cocky coming out to do it and not doing it when we need to be. Here's the other problem that I have right now, Hijacker. If you cannot gain 1 yard in the NFL, you have a problem. Now, I love our offensive line. I think we have a solid offensive line, but we need a better push off that line for 1 yard. We are horrible when needing 1 yard, and it doesn't matter if that's Najee or if it's Jalen, or even if it's Russ, for that matter of fact. And if we were struggling that much to gain 1 yard, you know who I'd like to see it take a snap, Hijacker?
Fields, maybe?
Negatory, Batman. Try again.
Harris? Russ?
Negatory, Batman. Try again. Come on, man. I really want you to think about
1
this.
1 yard?
1 yard. Who would we need taking a snap for 1 yard?
It's maybe Russell Wilson and QB sneak.
Hijacker, your endless vast of knowledge and imagination always ceases to amaze me. No, I want to see Mount Washington take a snap. At 6'7", you're telling me that big boy can't make 1 yard if we need it?
Yeah, I'd love to see him go up the middle.
Yeah,
man.
Right? I want to see him in a package for 1 yard. I don't think that's too hard to ask. Hell, why couldn't we even line him up as a fullback and pull the old William Perry refrigerator?
That'd be great.
I think it would be great. I mean, the imagination that we could use with him is endless. But I think our main key to victory, and Mike, I hope you're listening, we are in the kitchen, as you like to say, and it is cooking here and Thanksgiving. And one thing we did not touch upon, Hijacker, is this is the start of our first time navigating through this, unlike every other NFL team. And do you know what that is?
Nope.
That's because nobody did this to you when you were a kid, which is smack you up alongside your head for little hard knocks. This starts our hard knocks week, boys and girls. And that means that every individual on our team, when it counts, is mic'd up. Now, I don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. But Tuesday, it's going to air, whether we like it or not. Mike, I hope you are ready for this, because they're in our house. They have been listening, and we're getting ready to televise it to the world. So this team needs to be ready. This is uncharted waters.
Yep.
Uncharted waters.
Yep. Better be ready.
Better be ready. So I'm not going to go into any further than that. So what is your prediction?
Prediction time?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can't bust your balls forever.
Yeah, man. All right. Let's see. We got the Steelers winning. I'm going to go 36-35. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game because the over was, 46? And you'll see Russell Wilson show up this week. He'll have, let's say, 4 passing touchdowns. He's going to be lighting them up. This is a bad defense. He's going to light up that defense. What about you?
Whoo. You know what? Arthur Smith is being considered for the North Carolina job. Zania is being considered, of course, for the Toledo job. With all of that, I would like to see us, in all reality, Hijacker, just run, baby, run. I want to see the offensive line get back as a collective group in opening of polls. Najee getting back to the guy who was running like a demon not more than 2 weeks ago. Russ calming down and realizing he's not in Denver. He's now in Pittsburgh. He does not need to carry this on his shoulders. However, he does need to manage the game, keep the boys in check and align, and more importantly, Bazooka Joe, this is your year, buddy. Special teams has been something very, very special. You need to dial one up down on the riverfront. So, with that being said, Hijacker, what's your final score?
Oh, what was it? What did I say again? 36-35 us, I think.
35 what?
36 us, 35 them.
36-35.
Yeah.
In Wild Herb ways, I tell you what, man, your key to victory is to satisfy NFL corporate at 345 Park Avenue, 5th floor, New York, because they assign the wins. And this game is a loss. Hope for a wild card. Corporate with Hard Knocks 10-7 max. Oh my God, brother, you just threw in like a WWE thing as I've been watching football this entire week, even tonight. And I'm even wondering, how does the Las Vegas Raiders lose that game if it wasn't for 345 Park Avenue? My God, Hijacker, this is a whole nother story. And I can't do this tonight. So I am just going to go ahead and say right now, Bengals will probably get 24 points. Steelers are going to get 27. We're looking at a 3 to a 6 point margin as usual for inner squad scrimmage.
You got a close game for us?
That's where we're at, brother.
I know you love those nail biter games.
We all do. We're Steeler fans. And with that saying, I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in to listen to us tonight. Hijacker's been great busting your balls.
Yeah, we had a fun night, didn't we?
Oh, absolutely. And most importantly, I hope each and every one of you are thankful for something as we celebrate this weekend. I know it could go either way. We won't get political, but it is all about being thankful for something. In Steelers Nation, I am thankful for you guys. Without that, further ado, let's get into the jungle and let's take care of business.
Yep. Good night. Careful in the hot tub.
Check back next week into the Steelers realm.